What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 random AI only battle. Hope you're enjoying it so far. We have our big war. It started last episode. I don't know what title we'll use today. I'll find out in a minute. But the Huns v the Zulu. It begins. I feel like it had begun already. I'm getting confused, obviously. It just starts. I feel like we can't have lost like 5 turns for no reason. So I don't know what happened. I'm just going crazy, obviously. For some reason I thought it had at least been going for a few turns, but obviously not. But we'll focus on this. To begin this episode, it's the 2 biggest militaries in the world. Oh, we were going to do the info addicts as well. I forgot, we'll do those as well. Do a quick little check. It's turn 257. We're still very early tech-wise. Maybe the epic speed. Maybe we should have gone with normal. Doesn't matter too much, but maybe we should have stuck with normal. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter hugely, but here we go. Let's have a look. So you can see the Huns now leading for score. They overtook the Inca a while ago. Rome has also overtaken them now, or they're tied at the moment, but should overtake them because they're on a better, they're on a better growth. Then there's some white and grey lines. I'm going to assume that is the Zulu and then Germany, very close to each other. And then there's a light bluish one. Is that Babylon? Yep. Then there's a green one, which will be India. The yellow here will be Egypt. This dark blue is, I'm guessing, Korea. And the white one will be the Ottomans. And then there's sort of the Aztecs and any civ who's still around that's doing worse than them. Indonesia will be down here. That's actually pretty much it. The rest are dead. They just seem to still have lines. Japan, Indonesia, Aztecs. I think that's it. The rest are actually dead. Okay. Where's the thing? Oh, it's up here. Get lost. There we go. We found it. Found our way back. Population. The Inca no way near as dominant as they were last time we looked, with the Huns and the Zulu now above them, particularly the Huns. Then the Inca. India, Germany, Rome, Babylon, the Ottomans, Egypt, and Korea for the top 10. It's actually a big drop between Korea and the Aztecs. So maybe there's, yeah, actually look, Aztecs, Mongolia, Japan, Indonesia. They're the 4 that were those other lines not doing so well. Maybe there is just a clear top 10 left now. Crop yield, the Huns still miles ahead. Then Rome and the Zulu very close, 1 point between them there. Then it drops a little bit to Germany. Then there's a huge drop again to Egypt, Babylon, Korea, the Ottomans, India, and the Inca. Production, again the Huns leading the way, but Germany is closing the gap. Then it's Rome, the Zulu, then the Inca, Korea, Egypt, Babylon, India, Mongolia, the Aztecs, Ottomans, and Japan. Biggest economy, again it's the Huns, then Germany and Rome, a bit closer between them two that time. Then the Zulu in 3rd, then it's Babylon, India, Egypt, the Ottomans, Korea, and the Inca. Most land, again led by the Huns. Then it's Germany, then Rome, the Zulu, Babylon, Egypt, Korea, Inca, India, and the Ottomans. Biggest armies, as we see the Huns and the Zulu fighting now with the 2 biggest. It's 282,000 for the Huns, 220,000 for the Zulu, so a bit of a difference, but not a huge one. And then Rome's in 3rd, 209k, 202k for Korea, 177 for the Ottomans. Germany a bit further down than usual, 163. Then there's India and Babylon pretty much tied. Mongolia a tiny bit behind, then Egypt. Most social policies, the Huns lead the way here. That's a bit of a surprise. Normally they fall behind a bit if you have lots of cities, but not in this time. Egypt's in 2nd, then it's Rome, and then we have a lot on 13. Germany, Babylon, the Aztecs, the Inca, and the Zulu. And then the Ottomans have 12. Technologies, the Huns do lead the way. So not only are they the biggest, scariest civ, they have the best tech. That's never a good sign for the rest of the world. Korea's, although if there's a civ that can get good science with less cities, they can catch up. Korea's on 41. Babylon and the Inca on 40, Rome, Germany, India on 39, the Zulu on 38. That's where they're going to be hurting in this war, I think, being 4 techs behind. Tied with the Aztecs, and then Egypt and the Ottomans, they're on 37. Where are we up to? Cities from the bottom. So we've got 1 for Indonesia, 2 for Japan, 4 for the Inca and the Aztecs, 5 for India, 6 for the Ottomans, Mongolia, and Babylon, 8 for Korea. Really? 8? Doesn't look like they have 8, but they must have 8. 9 for Egypt, 15 for the Zulu, 18 for Germany, 20 now for Rome, so they will be climbing, and then 27 for the Huns. Science, the Huns lead, but again, Rome will spreads it out, still plays a lower than possible, maybe not lower actually, because it's not close enough yet, but maybe at some point they might pay lower. Germany, the Zulu, Korea, the Ottomans, Egypt, Inca, Babylon, India, and then the Aztecs. Culture output, again the Huns. This is very dominant, very one-sided. Head of Germany, then the Inca, Rome, Egypt, the Zulu, Babylon, India, the Aztecs, and Korea. Wonders, the Inca still lead the way with 10. 5 for Rome, 3 for the Huns in Egypt, 2 for the Zulu, 1 for Germany, Babylon, Japan, and Korea. Most great works, Rome has 5. 4 for the Zulu, Huns, Germany, Babylon, Egypt, and Inca, and then 3 for India, and some 2s. And then tourism, Rome now leads the way with 12, 10 for Egypt, 8 for the Zulu, Huns, Germany, Babylon, and Inca, 6 for India, and then 4 for pretty much everyone else apart from Indonesia and Japan. There we go, that was wrapped up nice and easily. We will continue on. Yeah, the Huns definitely winning right now. That's for sure. But it looks like it's between the Zulu, Rome, and Germany at the moment for second place. So we'll see how that goes. They're all in. None of them are particularly close to each other. Rome and Germany, they do sort of border here, but apart from that, not really close. So we'll see who emerges as that sort of next best civ. Obviously the Zulu will have to show off their defending skills here. These riflemen have paid the ultimate price. I think they're going to die. But yeah, they should be able to defend these cities fairly well. The Huns are starting to build frigates, which could tip the balance a little bit, but I think the Zulu should be okay. Hopefully for them anyway. Oh, there we go. I thought it was going to crash. World's Congress. I don't know. I can't embargo city-states. I'll do the World's Fair. That's fair on everyone. See what I did there? It's fair for the world. The World's Fair. No, that was terrible. Terrible pun. But if you laughed, then that's what it's all about. India into the industrial era. Got a lot of denouncements going down right now. And in one turn later, the World Congress moves to the next stage. That didn't take long at all. Not sure what happened there. Maybe it fat formed late. It's turn 260. Maybe it just formed late, so it's going to go through the stages quite quick. So far, no real progress for the Huns. It's not looking too great. Looks like the Zulu, even with those 4 techs behind, it's not. The main units are riflemen, which they both have. Babylon's entered the industrial era as well, I see. The Huns remain the host. Looks like the Aztecs are going to take... This was always Rome City, actually. Rome took all these ones, but yeah, the Aztecs may actually get this unless Rome shows up, and they're not moving, so I guess they're not going to. Strange decision, but okay. Dortmund is surviving. Korea pieces out. Okay, that's the end of that, and they didn't in the end hold on to this city. But there you go, now they can rebuild, prepare. I mean, if they attack the Huns right now, that could be interesting, with them sort of occupied. 2v1. I don't know what the combined strength is of them and the Zulu. I mean, yeah, they're 2 and 3. That'd be interesting. The Aztecs do grab the city of Setia, because Rome just decided not to defend it at all. Don't know who made that decision. Probably wouldn't recommend doing it again. Germany pieces out with Egypt. Ending that one. And Rome as well while they're here. They didn't get their city back though. Kyoto. That is 19 pop. Someone's going to want that. Whether it's India or Germany. Maybe the Ottomans. That's a desirable city right there. Germany getting a lot of peace deals actually. Pretty much everyone. The Ottomans could be a big one because they might get some cities. But I don't even think they're at war, so that won't happen. Egypt grabs the Taj Mahal, which I think is their 6th wonder, so they're slowly catching the Incans. I might be wrong on that. It might have been Rome with 5, not Egypt, but regardless. Korea versus Indonesia. Does not matter. That's about as far apart as possible, apart from the Inca and Indonesia. And Germany. So yeah, Indonesia's, they're not super safe, but they're fine for now. India v the Ottomans again. It's going to be a bit of a battle in the desert here. With Rome though, but Rome is just all over the place right now, so I'm not really sure what they're doing. I think they're a bit confused by having 2 separate empires. And then Indonesia also pieces out with Mongolia. see. Yeah, I feel like Rome could... If India wasn't there, I'd be a bit worried for Rome. But because Rome is... because India's in there as well, they're probably going to be okay. But you might be a bit concerned if they weren't. Couple of denouncements. Who's being denounced at the moment? The Aztecs, the Huns I saw. Fair enough. We're going to hit turn 300 and be like still in the early industrial era. That's quite funny. Interesting with epic speed. We certainly couldn't do this on a world map because it would just be so slow by now and we'd still be in the early game. Yep, oh, there is a huge naval battle here. This is quite cool. But it seems, yeah, the Zulu are holding the Huns off for now, which again is great for the rest of the world. Give them all a chance. Oh, we have our first city on the Bari Islands with Mongolia, of all the civs getting out here with the city of Tabriz, and they have another settler. Imagine if they, I mean, they're not actually completely dead. They still have 5 cities here. 4 of them are pretty good. I mean, if they go get this whole island, it might be a bit of a route back for them. Wouldn't put it past them. Rome is very fragile. It's being split all over the place. The Aztecs have just been constantly fighting. The Ottomans have never held anything down. Egypt and Babylon are sort of cut off from Mongolia. Yeah, why couldn't they pull it back? Why not? Here we go. All aboard the Mongolia train. But we'll see how this goes for them. They do declare war on the Aztecs as they settle their second city. No, they look like they're good for this. This could be a couple more cities going their way. The Inca grabbed the Uffizi wonder as well. That's their 11th. Of course, it's probably just going to be fed to one of the Zulu or the Huns at some point. Although that continent, which I haven't forgotten, Luna, the Lunar continent, there we go, I knew I hadn't forgotten it. I was trying to remember which one we went with. Has got the 3 biggest armies in the world, between the Huns, Korea, the Zulu, a few turns ago. So we'll see. We'll see how they divide it up. But yeah, good for Mongolia. And there's still plenty of space on that island as well. There's 2 cities here. There's tons of space. There's obviously this bit as well. Not much here. Some fish. Some cows. But yeah, there is some more resources here. The Barringer crater's still here. The ivory's there. There's marble as well. I'm sure there'll be some strategic resources too. But how are we looking, Mongolia? I didn't even realise they had this city down here. Has that been there the whole time? Maybe. Let's see how this invasion goes for them. And let's also see, how's this naval battle? All the boats are now like dead. The Zulu have just used tons of caravels. The Huns did have some frigates, which probably gave them an advantage, some privateers, but it seems like it's not made any progress. And this city is actually the one under siege. The Hunnic city, not the Zulu one. And the Zulu now have another settler up and ready too. 2 settlers. And they just put this one down. So there you go, they're doing something. And they're actually that can't be right. Are they the first? They are. First ideology for the Zulu with autocracy. You do need the factories, so maybe the Huns don't have coal, or they just don't have 3 factories. Which seems unlikely. I'm sure they could have. It must be just unlucky, maybe, a bit of lack of a coal. A resource. I mean, tech-wise, they should be able to. I think they're number 1 still. It's a bit strange. Yeah, they're still number 1. They're number 1 in everything, in the demographics. Korea not doing too well on her happiness. It's a bit worrying. A lot of population, I guess, not much resources. Here we go, though. The Zulu starting to move towards the Inca, down towards this desert with a couple new cities. And another, I don't know where this settler's going. I can't recommend you going over here. It's a bit questionable. There we go, the Huns also go in autocracy a few turns later anyway, so it didn't matter. I think it's a race to get this elephant, and I'm guessing the Huns would probably win. The Ottomans conquer Hanover off of Rome, but Rome might take Bursa here, which I think they would take as a trade. You know, sort of small German city for big Ottoman city. But India's not really done anything either, so maybe this is the Ottomans' comeback time. Assuming they don't lose Bursa here. It's not gone too well for Mongolia, but they're not losing, so it's fine. And then the Aztecs is being attacked a bit here. Did they recover this? I feel like Rome... Did Rome have this? Maybe not. Egypt now joins against the Ottomans. India against this continent is a mess. It's just such a mess. Germany will probably slowly start to, you know, blob out across it, but it is a mess. Mongolia now against the Ottomans. They're all just fighting each other all the time. Complete mess on this continent, that's for sure. Any new settlers, Mongolia? I'm kind of interested in that. There is. Settler number 3 on the way. It's going to be a bit of a one-sided island at this rate. Japan versus the Ottoman. Yep, it's just not stopping. Out here, I can't even keep track of what's going on. Germany's attacking Japan. They're now fighting the Ottomans. Rome's probably going to miss out on this city because there's no melee units particularly close. And now Babylon v the Ottomans. Just that is a big... That's tough for the Ottomans, I think, Babylon. Probably one of the 2 civs on this entire continent that has a plan. I'd say Babylon and Germany. So, there we go. Or maybe not a plan, but, you know, they're just doing reasonable things. I also noticed Germany has 3 settlers. Don't know where they're going to squeeze those in, but I'll keep an eye on it. And the Huns did take a city, but it's won the Zulu. Yeah, the Zulu settled here. They just beat the Hunnic settler there. So that was always going to happen. I don't know why they even tried to settle there. This is quite a scary navy, though, now inside. Good thing is, I guess, only a couple of cities on this side. This one's not this side of the water. This one could be a bit exposed, but it's got high defense. And then this one's between 2 mountains. I'm not sure that might help out a little bit. They do have another settler here, at least. So it wasn't all in vain. And now this Hun settler might end up going somewhere else. Maybe the Zulu should have just let them go here anyway, where they wanted to go in the first place. That Lancer moved it wasn't even the Lancer. Okay, I don't know how. There's no unit in here. It must have died. But Rome does conquer Bursa. And the city of Osaka, which was with India, goes to the Ottomans. So they lost 1, but they've gained 2. I think that just highlights the mess that is this continent at the moment. And yeah, with Rome getting Bursa as well. Just adding to that mess. What is going to be next? At least we got our title. Thank you, Mongolia. Appreciate it. Bursa. Oh, I thought that was Germany's here, but the Huns are here as well. Okay, so fair enough. There we go. Another settler. And Bursa did go back to the Ottomans, but Babylon will then probably take it off of the Ottomans and keep it for themselves, which is a blow to Rome. Just such a mess. But here we go. Babylon. I don't know. I'm guessing Babylon goes first. Oh, no, Rome goes first. Can that Lancer do it? Oh, it can. That sucks for Babylon, because they won't be able to get it without declaring war on Rome. But they will focus on Adern now instead. Here we go then. Where are these settlers? Who's going to get what parts of this island next? Mongolia already has a good few tiles. But the Barringer craters there, that will be tempting. The hallmark of this island. There's the ivory, there's the river. The tundra north section might not be as attractive. So we'll see. It looks like there is a race to settle by the Barringer crater here. We'll see where Mongolia ends up. The Huns did also settle in the Inca Zulu desert. Not sure that will be the most popular city in the world. The Zulu also have a settler heading this way though. But yeah, still, it's just a fight. No one's taken cities off each other yet. Just damaging units. Here we go. No one settled. Here you go. This is your last turn to do it this episode. I feel like Mongolia is more like... I don't think the Huns can settle there. So I think Mongolia might do it this turn. Because they could go here, I think. Unless they have to go here. I think, what's the 4 tile gap? 1, 2, 3. I think that's fine. Yep, there you go. Boom. And they do get the crater. Which is 3 science. That could be really useful for Mongolia, actually. Who are sort of involved against the Aztecs. But Rome's probably going to get Setia back. And there we go. That is it for this episode. So, pretty... It's so weird. We got this one continent where you got like 4 of maybe the top 6, 7 civs. And then you got the other one, which is just a mess. But there you go. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.